And then Gandalf the Grey said, "Thou shalt not pass." Well, that may not came out of this book, which is by one of my favorite authors, John Acuff, who's also a Lego fan, but there is a Lord of the Rings reference behind me. And I don't just mean the box sitting here right behind me, I actually mean the build set, which is the new Lord of the Rings Book Nook. Although my home library is incomplete, Georgiana, my wife, and I have decided to fill this up slowly throughout life. But I will say, with the newest Lego additions, it's gonna fill up very quickly because, well, we have official Lego items that look like they belong here. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm your host here, Cristo from Stud City, and in front of us is the latest new Lego Lord of the Rings set, and the official name is going to be Balrog, which of course is an iconic scene from Lord of the Rings. The set is going to come with 1,201 pieces, and at the time of recording, Lego did not send me the information on the price point, and I have a vacation plan, so I'll pin that price tag in the comment section below. But after today's review, I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on how much I think this set should cost, so let's break it down. Keep in mind, earlier this year, we saw the release of The Lord of the Rings, The Shire, and this set was extremely overpriced at $270. But we'll take a look at this comparison here in just a little bit. The new Lego Balrog Lord of the Rings set comes with one single minifigure, and of course, it's going to be Gandalf the Grey. Now, he does come with a staff as well as a sword piece. Overall, a fantastic looking minifigure, of course, coming with his infamous gray beard that looks and overhangs right over his nice torso print. The torso is printed, no arm printing, but I don't think that was needed. He does wear a dress piece that is printed on the back as well as his torso, and he does only have a single-sided face print, which I think is necessary and really doesn't need another expression considering the hairpiece and his beard overhangs it anyways. It's also crazy that this Gandalf minifigure inside the Shire is the exact same minifigure inside of the Book Nook, except it excludes the cape. And that minifigure is valued at under $10. So I'm going to factor that in when we talk about the price point of this set. As previously mentioned, this set is a Book Nook. And what does that mean? Well, it's actually pretty cool. And don't let the open Balrog fool you. I think this set gets substantially smaller when you close it. But again, that's with purpose because essentially it would close on these hinge pieces just like so. And that's because you would place your books next to this Lego set and it would just kind of be filler on a bookshelf or on a bookcase and have books all aligned next to it and just kind of have this gap where you would just see Balrog and you would see Gandalf the Grey. Now I'll go ahead and demonstrate that again because when opening it, it is so beautiful to look at. Check out those wings on the Balrog. I mean, that is just an iconic scene to see. And of course, it does remind me of Ninjago a little bit because the Ninjago dragons have these similar plastic wing pieces and similar building techniques with all the Technic. So for me, I'm going to relate the price point in today's set similar to like a Ninjago dragon because essentially this Balrog build is very similar. However, some things that differ is going to be all the flames on it. I guess we'd never see that in Ninjago. He has this long stretchy piece that kind of like moves around and whatnot, but he also has printed elements on his face. And if you really zoom in and on here, you could see it's got a beautiful print here of his face pieces that would make up his nose and then his two eyes. So let me reiterate that for my Lego Icons enthusiasts, there's not a single Lego sticker inside of this set. If there were going to be stickers, it would be these two pieces right here and this plaque that says, "You shall not pass, Gandalf the Grey," which of course is Gandalf the Grey's pretty iconic phrase. I even knew that before I ever watched Lord of the Rings, but here we are officially a Lord of the Rings fan after watching all of the films many months ago. So I will say it, no stickers almost feels like a premium product, but in reality, there's only 3 parts here that get prints and nothing else. So I don't think stickers would have been necessary, and I'm basically celebrating that for the price tag that it'll probably be at and an 18+ line set. It's probably should be included. So aside from a mech style build of Balrog, he sits in here pretty nice and smooth. I mean, he's not really plastered down by any studs or anything like that. He's literally just kind of freelancing and hanging out over here. You can remove him if you would like. He's fastened in here by a Technic pin, and you could just remove him like so, and then you could actually just take a look at the mechanism for the Book Nook. It's basically just an openable shell. It has some fire going on both sides that for the most part is pretty identical, just built
built in an inverse property, and then it's built on some hinge plates that actually snap out of place fairly easy, just like so. They're literally just some Technic pins that pop right into place. So you could disassemble this set pretty easily if you wanted to, but it allows you to open up this book nook and close it, and if you really wanted to, you can see it from either side depending on how you want to display this set. So not everybody has an at-home library, and they may want to display this set just open, kind of like how I have it, and then maybe place Balrog in there to kind of showcase him. He does have a very mech style build. It's pretty standard from Lego theme to kind of make something like this, and again, I'm going to resemble this to Ninjago because I'm a huge Ninjago fan. Anyways, the leg pieces are basically on 2 ball joints, pretty simple and straightforward. However, I do love these smooth accents for all the details on his legs, his knee joints, and even his kneecaps. I will say Balrog is definitely a difficult creature and like to create out of Lego bricks, but I feel like Lego did a really good job. Like, look at these horn elements. I mean, this is a very unique way of using these horn pieces to like establish this. And even though the mouth with like the little small horns from other like minifigs, that has a good touch inside there. Now the wings definitely overhang a little bit. They're very loose on as far as pieces, but they do have to have a lot of posability because like I just showed you guys, you can actually remove him from the entire book nook display and then place him back in there what you want by literally just sliding these 2 Technic pins on there, and he kind of just gets auto fitted into how he should stay. And for the purpose of today's video, I'm gonna have to open this one more time just to showcase how amazing Balrog's wings open up inside of this book nook. What an iconic display. But now it's time to talk price point. I'm not sure if I previously mentioned it, but Lego has never made a book nook before, and it's actually pretty crazy because this is such a creative idea that I feel like it's almost crazy that it's not been created. But anyways, here in 2025, it's finally nice to get our first book nook. Now I know there's a couple other themes that are going to have a book nook, so you could pick which one you want. As far as Lord of the Rings goes, I think this is definitely the best one, at least in my eyes, but I'm scared to actually know the price point. It does not include stickers, even though here in the 25 for a Lego Icon set, which is adult fan based, and that should just be an expectation. It comes with 1,200 parts. However, one single minifigure, Gandalf the Grey. We have our $10 at the most minifigure, and of course, this couldn't be a Stud City video without including a Ninjago dragon. And the reason I'm bringing this dragon is because look at these large wings, and this is a current Lego Ninjago dragon for $70 on the market. And those wings are larger than Balrog. So a $70 dragon and a bigger character versus Balrog, who is, well, I guess has the 2 printed tiles, you know, for his face piece. But I would value Balrog himself anywhere probably between $50 and $60. So in total, that would be, let's say, $70 for the minifig and Balrog. And then in all truthfulness, this has to be, well, maybe around $20 worth of parts around the border for the actual book nook. And with that being said, I feel like the $90 to $80 to $100 price tag is probably the sweet spot, and that's pretty good rationale in comparison to other Lego sets on the market. And even $100 feels like a little bit of a stretch. I'm curious to see what the actual final price point is. I've heard 120, I've heard 105, but at this point in time, I don't know. So it is thrilling to see what that will be, and I'm happy to actually do this review video so I can honestly give my thoughts and opinions before I even know the price tag. Again, I'd like to reiterate that this Lego set was gifted over by Lego, so this copy was sent essentially free, but I'm still curious to see what it will be at a retail price point. Now, the other thing that scares me is that earlier this year, we saw the Lego Shire release at an overpriced point of $270. I thought that was pretty crazy, but if you really want one, I have one on the Stud City shop, and I even have the promo to go along with it. So let me know what you guys think of those, but I thought that was just a crazy price point. But anyways, here in 2025, this is a pretty iconic set to go on your bookcase, bookshelf for collectors, next to your Lord of the Rings collection of books, whatever it may be. This is truly a piece, and I definitely feel like they are feeding off that energy of the Lord of the Rings fandom. But curious to see what you guys have to say in the comments below. As always, thanks so much to Lego for gifting this set early for review. I'm excited to see what the community thinks of this one at its official release, and that day will be June 1st. So as for now, subscribe if you want to see more 2025 Lego reviews. Like today's video if we earned your thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.